What's going on, my friends? Welcome back to the McCarter Leadership Institute Podcast, where we keep it short, real, and rooted in growth. Today's episode is for anyone who woke up already tired, not physically tired, emotionally tired. The kind of tired where your body feels fine, but everything else feels heavy. If the thought of going to work today made your chest tighten, if your mind started rehearsing conversations before your feet hit the floor, if part of you thought, I don't know if I have it in me today. Well, friends, this episode is for you. Let me say something out loud that a lot of people are thinking but rarely admit. Dreading work doesn't mean you're lazy. It doesn't mean you're ungrateful, and it definitely doesn't mean that you're weak. Most of the time, it means that you've been carrying more than people see. Pressure without support, expectations without clarity, responsibility without relief. And here's the part leaders often miss. People don't dread work because of task. They dread work because of emotional load, unspoken tension, unresolved conflict, feeling watched instead of supported, feeling needed but not protected. And that weight adds up. Some leaders read numbers, but great leaders read people. And when you start reading people, you notice things that don't show up on a spreadsheet. You notice the silence in meetings. You notice the energy shift when certain names are mentioned. You notice when someone's productivity is high, but their spark is gone. Because empathy isn't soft. It's psychological awareness. It's understanding what sits beneath behavior, performance, and words. Far too many workplaces manage output but ignore emotional strain. They chase urgency like it's a virtue. They confuse pressure with productivity. But pressure without care doesn't motivate. It drains. If you're dreading work right now, hear this. You are not broken. You're responding normally to sustained stress. And you don't have to solve everything today. You don't need a 5-year plan before 9 a.m. You don't need to be energized to be effective. You don't need to be perfect to be professional. But what you do need is grounding. You need permission to move at a sustainable pace. You need internal boundaries when external ones aren't available yet. You need space to be human without guilt. Sometimes leadership, self-leadership, looks like slowing down instead of pushing harder. So here's a reframe I want you to carry into today. You don't have to love your job today. You don't even have to like it. But you have to show up steady. Steady breath, steady tone, steady sense of self. Urgency is a tool, not a value. Speed is optional, but care is not. And when you lead yourself with dignity, you make it easier to lead others the same way. If today feels heavy, don't shame yourself for that. Notice it. Name it. Move gently anyway. And if you're a leader listening to this, remember, behind every deadline is a person carrying a life. Grief, fear, family, responsibility. When leaders make space for humanity, performance doesn't suffer, it stabilizes. If this episode resonated, share it with someone who's quietly carrying a lot. And if you need deeper coaching tools or a safe place to process leadership pressure, visit McCarterLeadershipInstitute.com/home. You're not weak for feeling this way. You're aware. And awareness is where real leadership begins. I'll see you in the next episode.